Oh, how's it going, everybody? So, we're back for another edition of All In. I hope you enjoyed GMC's review on the entire discography of Alice Cooper. So, as I said at the end of that video last time, we're going a little more modern this week. So, in case you're new to this program, what I do is I'll pick a band and I listen to the entire discography and I'll give my thoughts on it. And the rules go like this. It must include all the original albums. It can include cover albums. And no less than 5 studio albums for the band. And I generally do not include acoustic or live albums. But I may include acoustic or live tracks if they were original to that form. So anyhow, here we go. So we're going, like I said last week, we're going to go a little more modern this week with Shinedown. That's right. So these guys, they hail from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm holding here the only physical copy I have of Shinedown. Their first album right here, Leave a Whisper. And so their entire discography, it spans from 2003 with Leave a Whisper all the way to a couple years ago in 2022 with Planet Zero. And it totals out to 7 albums. And then they have a couple of non-album singles in there too that I may talk about. But the rest of them I do have on download. So here we go. So Leave a Whisper. So this is actually an earlier copy of it. It did. So it includes with we start off with Fly from the Inside, which was their breakout song, and very good song at that. And then we move on to Left Out, Lost in the Crowd, No More Love, Better Vision, Burning Bright, which was a pretty big one. In Memory, All I Wanted, Stronger Inside, Lacerated, Crying Out, and then another good single off of this, 45. But I actually got the earlier copy of this, and it did. The later copy actually included a couple of bonus tracks, which what you got in the bonus tracks was an acoustic version of Fly from the Inside, and you got like a different mix of Burning Bright, a different mix of 45, and of course, a big hit within the bonus tracks was Simple Man. It was an acoustic. It was a Leonard Skinner cover. So yeah, Simple Man, that was actually a good cover. So yeah, definitely recommend that album. So then we move on to 2005's Us and Them, their sophomore album. So here we start off with the intro of the Dream with their song Heroes, which I believe was the breakout single to that album. And then on to the next single, Save Me. And then on to another single, I Dare You. 3 great songs off that album. And then of course we move on to the more underground tracks of the album. Your Majesty, Beyond the Sun, Trade Yourself In, Lady So Divine, I do like that one. Shed Some Light, another good one. Begin Again, Atmosphere, Fake, and Someday. And yeah, definitely a good follow-up to Leave a Whisper. I liked it. And then we move on to 2008's Sound of Madness. And so, this is about the time I got to see them live for the first time with my old buddy Josh. We went to Penn's Landing in Philadelphia and saw them. They were headlining the show. I know, I'm trying to think who else was in that lineup. I think opening up for them, you had Seven Dust, you had Puddle of Mud, and I think Chevelle was in there too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was a Sound of Madness tour. I remember this. They were, I guess they were promoting this album. So in this album, we start off with the song Devour. Love that song. And honestly, when I saw Shinedown for the second time, I was disappointed they didn't have it on the set list that time around. But yeah, damn good song. I'm honestly going to say probably one of my favorite Shinedown songs ever, if not my favorite. So then you got the title track, Sound of Madness. Then you got Second Chance, which was a real popular song off this album. You go Cry for Help, The Crow and the Butterfly, If Only You Knew, Sin with a Grin, What a Shame, Cyanide, Sweet Tooth, Suicide, which that's actually a pretty... Like, they were trying to actually get a mosh pit started on that one when they played it live. Then you got Breaking Inside and Call Me. And then, of course, you move on to the deluxe and you got, a bunch of bonus tracks on that. So, I mean, so far within the first 3, this one's probably my favorite. And then we move on to Amaryllis. That's in 2012. So then here we start off with Adrenaline. Damn good way to start an album. Great song. Then you got Bully, another famous single off of that. And then we got Unity, Enemies, I'm Not Right, Nina Osif, Nowhere Kids, I like that one. I'll Follow You, which was real popular. For My Sake, My Name, and Through the Ghost. And then included in the bonus tracks, which it was sort of like a one-off single, was Diamond Eyes, which I feel like that should have been a part of the album. I mean, I think it was that good of a song. But we move on to the very next album, Threat to Survival. So this came out in 2015. So here in the lineup, we start with Asking For It, which was pretty popular. Then you got Cut the Cord, which was the debut single off of it. Then we got State of My Head, Outcast, How Did You Love? That's another good one that was played all the time on Sirius. And then you got It All Adds Up, Oblivion, Dangerous, Thick as Thieves, Black Cadillac, and Misfits. And all in all, I didn't mind that one either. So we move on to Attention, Attention, which came out in 2018. And so what we got here is Devil, and then of course the title track, Attention, Attention, Kill Your Conscience, Pyro, Monsters, Dark Side, Creatures, Evolve, Get Up, which what I would say would be their most popular song off that album, Special, The Human Radio, and Brilliant. So then we go to the latest album, as of 2 years ago, Planet Zero. So here in this album, it's kind of weird. They got a bunch of like little interludes in between the songs, sort of like a theme going on, like a robot. Like they start off with 2184, which yeah, it's further in the future from 2112, as we discussed second video. But yeah, 2184, No Sleep Tonight, and then the title track, Planet Zero, which that song's not that bad. I like that song. Then you got Welcome, Dysfunctional You, Dead Don't Die, Standardized Experiences, America Burning, Do Not Panic, which was an interlude, The Symptom of a Human Being, Hope, A More Utopian Future, Clueless and Dramatic, Sure as Fun, Daylight, This is Warning, The Saints of the Violence and the Innuendo, Army of the Unappreciated, Delete, and What You Wanted. Yeah, I would say off the Planet Zero album, I did like Symptom of a Human Being, which is kind of the ballad of the album. And also the Saints of the Violence and the Innuendo. I love that song too. So, but I mean, as far as ranking them, as far as my favorites, I mean, I would say definitely the first five were up there. I mean, they were all pretty good. I feel like they fell off a little bit with Attention, Attention, but I mean, I'm not really going to break them off in the eras because we don't really have that many albums, so I'm just going to kind of rank my favorite and my least favorite within the whole entire discography. So, as far as my least favorite, I would have to say Attention, Attention. Like, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. Planet Zero, I wasn't that big on that one either, but I mean, I think it had more good songs on it than the previous one. But as far as my favorite, by far, The Sound of Madness, I would say, in my honest opinion, that was definitely the peak of their discography as far as my favorite. But yeah, I mean, Leave a Whisper, and Us and Them, and Amaryllis, I mean, all solid albums. Definitely recommend you check them out if you haven't already. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this edition of All In, featuring Shinedown. And next video, I'm going to give you a hint. Germany. So, yeah, we'll see you next time, and tune in next time.